Welcome to The Push. My name's Steve Machine Curran.
And I'm Kev, Big Daddy Allwood.
Yes, you are.
We are here in our new studio labs at
Straight
Muso
out
Labs.
of Marrickville.
That's
Muso
right.
Lab. With our producer, the Brazilian masseuse. She's been upgraded from masseuse to producer, Dee Martin.
Upstairs, controlling everything at the mixing board.
Yes, you may notice we're actually in a fucking legit studio now.
We are, and we've got soundproof, and it's not egg cartons stapled to the wall.
That means there's going to be no Jeffrey Epstein's plane's not going to be flying overhead.
Or his helicopter.
Has he got a helicopter as well?
Well, we've got a landing pad on top of our studio.
Oh, it's I'm glad he stopped using it. It's not making us look good having Epstein landing on our helicopter pad.
That's right.
That's
right.
So episode 44, we're reaching new levels of professionalism here.
We're going from strength to strength every week, Steve.
Yeah. Pity we don't have a clue what we're doing. What we're talking about.
Yeah,
are we experts on anything?
Jack of all trades, master of none.
Master of none.
Yeah,
look, we're dads. We're dads. We're fathers.
Oh, we are dad. I thought you said we dance.
You
I thought you were telling me about your dancing skills.
No, you hence the name Big Daddy.
Big Daddy.
You're qualified to talk about fatherly advice.
I am. I'm about to become a father for the 5th time this year.
Yeah. And you are qualified to talk about procreation.
Plenty of experience. Whereas unlike you, you've only really got the one.
Yeah,
story.
that was hard work in itself. I need a little help with that.
Yeah, you need like a stunt to stand in for you.
No, I didn't need that. There was none of that, but there was just due to my obsession with the bodybuilding stuff. I had to get some help.
Slow swimmers.
Yeah. Well, there's low motility. I think is the term.
Be interesting at some point to get that checked again to see where they're at.
I'd be happy to do that just to go back to the collection point, because I think I told you before you go into a little room like this with a big leather couch with a huge big plasma screen TV.
Yes.
With numerous
porn options.
Mm-hmm. Everything's on offer there. I think I went for the
studs.
Gangbang.
Studs.
I went for the no.
Studs and football players.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah. Well, I think if you're using that to get you over the line in IVF, you probably probably other reasons why your wife's not getting pregnant. Because you're not having sex with her. Yeah.
So after you chose the locker room shenanigans tape, right, to watch. Yeah. How long did it take you to get your sample out?
Well, that's we discussed that on a previous podcast. That's the thing, because there was actually quite a hot nurse waiting for my load, so to speak.
Yes.
In the room with you. Sounds like a movie.
Was she in the room with you?
Yeah. No.
Oh,
outside with a specimen jar. No, I had the specimen jar inside, and she, you don't want to come too early. You don't want to, as in life.
That's right.
You don't want to turn up too early.
No.
So I had to sort of delay it a little bit. I didn't want to leave.
It took you 3 seconds, and you just waited in there for 5 minutes.
For about 10 minutes.
Right.
And then, of course, then you're worried that it's not going to be enough.
Right. So the volume was down a bit, was it?
Well, I don't know. I didn't have much to compare it with. I took some HCG. You know what that is?
Yes.
Human chorionic gonadotropin, which is the same stuff, incidentally, that they give to women to increase the amount of eggs they produce during IVF.
Right.
So you give it to yourself, and it kicks your balls back in.
Okay. Yeah. So you took a kick to the balls.
I did a kickstart on my balls,
yeah.
and the result was Bianca, none of which she knows. So I hope she doesn't watch this.
She won't watch it.
No,
she doesn't know she's an IVF baby.
No.
Oh wow.
No, she doesn't.
Is she gonna know at some point?
She's gonna know now, isn't she? Anyway, we digress. Episode 44. Oh, you want to continue?
Oh, it is episode 44. Your voice is a bit croaky today, Steve.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm hoping it's not Corona.
I'm hoping it's not Corona too, because if you've got it, I've got it.
You have. The symptoms are flu-like symptoms, and like head cold. I've got none of that. I feel fine. Actually, I feel good. I think I've just got a raspy throat
from taking lengths.
No, I don't think it's from that.
Okay.
I sleep, as you know, with a sleep apnea mask.
Yes.
And that dries your throat out.
Okay.
So I think I've got a bit of a tickle in my throat.
Yeah, that's a good story. We all know what it's really from.
Well, speaking of that, I wasn't going to mention that till later, but We got a video which will probably get Di to add into the footage of you testing out the new glute machine, or with Nick Ockey spotting you, which is very similar to Mr. Garrison's It machine on South Park. You've got to hold his shoulders, hold his head, hold his head.
Yes, it is. It felt like I was. Yes, that's correct. There is a new gym machine.
Yes,
and
it's a booty machine apparently.
A booty machine.
Your whole body. You see, firstly, you have to actually be on all fours to use it.
You do, and then you kind of thrust forward and back.
Yeah.
Yes, in a very
provocative.
Yes, suggestive sort of movements.
Although you were making it more suggestive.
Yes.
And it reminded me very much of Mr. Garrison's machine, which relied on human movement, didn't it? It was like a perpetual motion machine.
Yes, that's right. It was some sort of circular, spherical...
gyroscope. He says
gyroscope,
with 4 flexible handles,
yeah.
one of which gently inserts into the anus,
and
one in the
his mouth, and then both hands going at the same time.
Yeah. I tried to post it on my Instagram and tag your guys, but it got blocked straight away. Copyrighted straight away.
Ah.
Yeah. Because you can record everything on your phone now.
Yeah.
You know that, right?
Record what?
You can screen record anything that you're playing on your phone.
Oh, okay.
Do you know that?
Oh, like a screenshot, but it's
video.
Whatever
yeah.
Right.
So whatever you've got on video, if you're watching YouTube, you can now video it.
Oh, how do you do that?
On your phone at the top right hand side, when you slide down to go to like a Bluetooth or something or Wi-Fi,
yes.
There's another option down the bottom and it says record. You press that and it goes and it records the rest of your screen.
Right.
So
until you turn it off.
Until you turn it off.
So it records the whole screen, including the
apps, everything.
Yeah. Right.
So whatever's on your screen. So if you're
so if you've got nothing on, it just records a picture, a movie of whatever apps
that's right.
are up.
Yeah.
Icons are on your screen.
Yeah. So if you're doing dick pics, it'll video you taking a dick pic.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, I've probably done that already then.
You probably have. But speaking of coronavirus, you listened to a podcast. You listened to Rogan recently, didn't you?
Yeah. I think Rogan's got a couple up since, but the guy he interviewed was an expert at
Michael Osterholm.
Yes, that's right, on infectious diseases, and he's like professor at a bunch of universities and a fellow of this and a member of that and chairman of this and that and the other. And he says that people are really underestimating it, that we are only seeing the very, very early stages, and this pandemic will become exactly that, and within a matter of months it's possible that there will be millions of people worldwide that have
infected
this
or dead?
Infected.
Right.
I can't remember what the figures were for deaths, but it was extreme.
Yes.
And he said people shouldn't underestimate this.
I listened to a Sam Harris podcast with a guy called Nicholas Christakis. I'm thinking Greek, so I don't know how much you can trust. But he, again, same thing. He was saying that. So Sam Harris has pulled his kids out of school.
Wow.
And they were. He was reiterating the same thing.
Well,
people are really underestimating the seriousness of this.
By the time this podcast gets put up,
yep,
the situation might have even deteriorated even further. But right now, while we're recording this, Italy's been shut down completely.
Tokyo shut down.
Is it really?
Trump, my brother's in Tokyo, so his son is cheering because he's got no school for a month at least.
Right.
Trump gave a presidential order that this is the weird thing though. As far as I know, he's blocked all European flights into America except the UK, and he's only blocked flights from Wuhan. The rest of China can still fly into America.
That's weird.
Does that sound right?
Isn't China the epicenter of the whole thing?
Yeah, you know what? For conspiracy theorists, the other thing is, as you know, Iran has got a big population now of infected people.
Oh.
Iran has, and Israel has got none. So if you're conspiracy theorists, you'd be talking about sort of Jewish, Israeli...
infectious disease laid out on the world, spread to the...
Get the Arabs. Mossad. I don't know. Makes, what's it called? The Illuminati. I'm not buying it. I don't know. It's just... It is scary though. Like,
The guy on Rogan was saying that there are theories about it being a man-made lab-created disease that has been released on purpose.
Right.
But he said
It's not true.
even when trying to make something like that, you'll never get anything as good as what Mother Nature creates on its own.
This guy on Sam Harris was saying that it's probably from bats. There's a strain of flu in bats that because bats have very similar immune systems to us apparently, and if once it transfers across, it can replicate and affect humans really well. But I'm getting annoyed with people saying, "Oh, we're going to get it anyway, so you may as well just hurry up and get it." And these guys were making the point that if we can delay the onset of as long as possible, it's obviously better to get it later than sooner. Just the impact on the healthcare system, if everybody gets it at the same time, will be catastrophic.
Also, the more time the smart people have to try and create something to combat it, the better, right?
So the thing about like social distancing, not shaking hands, not tongue kissing your mates, all of that.
Damn.
All of that probably should actually be.
There goes my Friday afternoons.
So that actually should be adhered to.
You know,
I
participate in this. It's actually crossed my mind the last couple of times I've been, but I participate in this boxing class every Monday and Friday at 6 a.m. And at the end of the boxing class, everyone lines up and basically high fives each other. Two lines of people walking against each other, high fives. So you touch hands with like 70 other people. Yeah. From this, you need to
wash your hands ASAP after.
Yeah, that. I think they should just stop doing it.
Stop doing it. Yeah. Jiu-jitsu.
People are also putting their hands into sweaty boxing gloves and passing gloves around and.
Oh man, that's just a petri dish.
I have my own, so I only put my gloves into my own hands. Yeah, my hands into my own gloves. Yeah. But it's I mean, there's so much potential for disease to be spread. Now, have you seen any articles? Like I saw this article online from the Daily Mail yesterday, which was saying that gyms are a breeding ground for coronavirus.
For sure they would be. No, I haven't read that, but
it says big beefy guys can be super spreaders at the gym.
Why?
Sweating, touching equipment.
Yeah, look, I'm worried not so much for my.
I think it's all bullshit, that gym stuff, but
do you? Well, I mean, it's the right sort of behavior. As long as they're not touching each other. If you notice today, Joe's wiping down equipment and they're sanitizing equipment.
Well, fuck, if it goes like severe, like people are predicting, gyms will close down.
I'll be fucked then, man. I don't know.
Yeah, I'll be fucked too.
Yeah.
Actually, as you know, I've started working at a different gym.
Do you want to give a plug
in case members leaving, members cancelling by the dozen every day because of the coronavirus.
Wow.
Asians in particular.
Yeah.
No, I need to shut down my account. I need to cancel my membership because of the coronavirus.
Wow.
This is what they're saying.
Yeah. Yeah, it's fucking scary.
It's legit.
Yeah, it is legit. And I'm annoyed with people that go, it's bullshit. It's a conspiracy. It's not real.
Well, I was a bit like that at first. I was like, come on, it's just a big hype.
Just like, another flu.
Yeah. Swine flu and SARS, they never really hit, did they? Yeah. Nothing really. I mean, a few people got it, but it wasn't a pandemic.
And it's not just old people that are dying.
Isn't it?
No. There's people in their 30s that are getting affected. So,
what about people in their 50s?
I hope not. But it's not kids though, which is good. I'm glad they're kids.
I'm a bit scared about your hoarse voice there.
No, I'm. It's a bit weird, isn't it? I know.
You've been coughing and sneezing?
No, not at all. No, I think this is more that I've got a dirty CPAP machine. And
right.
I never clean it.
Dirty what machine?
CPAP.
Okay, that sounds dodgy.
It's a breathing machine for my what's the
sleep apnea.
Sleep apnea. Yeah,
yes.
That's it. I'm losing my memory though.
Right. So you don't think it's been a media fueled hysteria over this? It's actually
this is the thing, and it's what they were mentioning on the podcast as well. There's been definitely hysteria. The hysteria has been directed at other stuff though, like the toilet paper bullshit, and it's and this is why social media is dangerous, because people have their silos of information, which are usually based on idiots, and then so. Rather than listening to people who are informed, they'll listen to Trump. Trump a few weeks ago was saying that it was no cause for alarm.
Yeah,
and that
I think that's the natural progression, though, right? This
Yeah.
thing comes out, people go. Some people get all hysterical and panic, and a lot of people are like, it's nothing. Don't even worry about it. But then, as the steps are taken, as the virus, I mean, it's basically a movie, isn't it?
Yeah.
It starts out slow, but then all of a sudden it spreads. And I mean, actually, the guy on the Rogan podcast wrote a book. I think it was 2 years ago, 2017,
Right.
or 18, I think, about the spread of pandemic-like viruses.
They're saying it was inevitable.
And it's played out exactly as he wrote in the book, predicted. Exactly the way that he predicted things would happen. This is how it's happening.
Yeah, people are saying that, people are blaming the Chinese and their eating habits. This isn't because of that. This is an inevitable progression of diseases.
I went and had Chinese last Friday night out.
Did you?
I think it was Friday, maybe Monday. One night I went out and had Chinese food. Place was empty.
Yeah.
Seriously, there's no one in the restaurant.
Yeah.
Except us.
I
don't think, is that a coincidence?
Yeah.
It was a Friday night. It was Friday.
For sure, it's because of that.
Fuck.
Yeah, I don't know. It's scary.
I had some yummy crispy skin chicken.
I think as well because it's it's a flu-like disease.
Yes.
And not Ebola, where you're bleeding out of every orifice.
Yeah. That's not much fun.
No, it's not a great way to spend Saturday night.
No. Been in that position before?
On the Saturday night? Which position?
Well, every orifice.
No, I haven't. Not bleeding anyway. But if it was something as catastrophic as that,
yes, people would be more.
Yeah, people would be more concerned.
Taking it more seriously, you reckon?
Yeah, it's just but I don't know. Strange times, man.
So do you like our gold microphones?
I do.
I do.
I'm feeling very
We have a third microphone here for those of you who are watching the video.
Yeah.
We are expecting a guest to arrive today.
I just before we introduce our Brazilian masseuse / producer, I just want to talk about my knee because
there's been some progress made.
Well,
we mentioned it last week.
We did, and the thing is, last week I was sort of blissfully ignorant about the damage. I mean, I hadn't actually got the report back from the MRI, so I was thinking.
You're optimistic.
I was stupid. Yeah.
Naive.
Naive is the right word. So I'm just going to read the report from the MRI.
Okay.
Which just briefly.
So last week it was fresh. You'd done it the day before,
That's right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it was one day into it.
Yeah.
Not even 24 hours.
I was walking on it.
Yeah.
Yeah. And thought this isn't that bad. Turns out the reason it wasn't painful is because everything's detached.
Everything's detached.
But
wouldn't that mean that it would be more painful?
No, because there's just nothing. There's nothing pulling. It's all gone.
Oh, okay.
So complete rupture of the proximal anterior cruciate ligament. That's the ACL, which is what a lot of football players, basketball players, everyone does.
Yeah, outside of the knee, right? Outside edge of the knee.
No, behind the kneecap.
Oh, behind the kneecap.
Yeah, it's the one that keeps the balance.
Anterior, of course.
The full thickness tear of the proximal, complete rupture, full thickness tear of the proximal medial collateral ligament. That's the MCL. That's the one you're talking about on the inside of the knee.
Oh, on the inside.
Which keeps the stability. Partial thickness tear with tendinopathy of the distal quadriceps tendon. So the tendon from my quad, but apparently that's all right. Full thickness tear of the medial patiofemoral ligament. Tear of the meniscofemoral ligament of the body of the medial meniscus. Partial thickness cartilage wear of the medial femoral condyle as well as the trochlea as detailed above. Orthopedic referral recommended. No kidding.
So they could have just summarised that with two words. You're fucked.
You're fucked.
Yeah.
Pretty daunting, man.
Patella femoral or whatever ligament. That's right from the top of the kneecap straight up.
Yeah. So that's a partial thickness tear.
Fuck, but you did some damage, boy.
Oh,
That's what happens. That's what happens when you get a 130 kilo beast flattening you on the.
It's not really, man. This is the thing. It wasn't his weight that did it. It's purely because I, against Marcelo's instructions, tried to stand up and wrestle a 120 kilo guy.
Right.
And in the process, he was going to throw me, but a 70 kilo guy could have thrown me. But again, what I tried to do was stand up, plant my right foot, so the foot's on the ground. And the knees, the leg is going laterally.
In or out? Out.
in that way, in a cross. And so, of course, the knee is only meant to go back and forward, not side to side.
Yes.
And that movement sideways with my foot planted, it would have been fine for the knee to go that way if the foot wasn't planted on the ground.
Right.
Yeah, I felt the pop, and
Ouch.
it's fucked. So I'm conflicted to know what to do, because one doctor says, look, this is perfect. You'll be able to reattach it itself, but it means in this fucking horrible knee brace at 90
He's
degrees.
got a black strapped up leg brace,
Bionic.
which has got about 12 Velcro straps on it.
And a
goes
hinge in the middle.
Goes from his ankle, below his ankle, all the way up to his nads, basically.
Yeah. I have to dress to the left, which I don't normally do.
Right. Not much there, so it wouldn't take much, right?
They're growing back. We've had that discussion. So it's tough, man. Like I'm trying to stay positive. I texted you because I've been a bit down about it.
But man, that's it now. That's what you got to focus on.
Yeah.
Get better. Just like you did with your other leg injury when you nearly
10 years. That's actually exactly 10 years ago.
Right. So we've all faced adversity. Stop bitching and fucking get on with it.
So with that in mind, I've been reading Viktor Frankl's book called Man's Search for Meaning. If you can see that, have you read that?
I have not.
Highly recommend it.
Who's Viktor Frankl?
Viktor Frankl was a psychologist that was in Auschwitz.
Oh.
And survived. His entire family died.
He's dead now, though, presumably.
Died in 94 or something.
Okay.
And it's a great read. If you're ever feeling like life's a bit tough, this guy survived Auschwitz and saw all his family die.
Was he a kid in there?
No, he's a young man.
Right.
Yeah. And he writes about it from a psychological perspective as well. And
right.
He used the quote from Dostoevsky, which is, "There is only one thing that I dread, not to be worthy of my sufferings." Meaning, if whatever's happening, whatever challenges you have in life, the most important thing is to deal with them with dignity.
Right. That was where you got that little
Don't you think?
Quote, little thing.
But it's true. It's like you said to me about your situation. You've for a long time you've been living as a man, and it's time to change. And you just got to practice acceptance around that.
You dickhead. That's
no,
not
but
my situation.
Can you talk about yours?
I can talk about the fact that I don't get to see my daughter much. I can't really talk about
the
mother.
details. But you see, when was the last time you saw MJ?
Father's Day, September the 1st.
Yeah.
Last year.
And
6 months ago.
Like me with my knee, you have no control over that.
No, I cannot. I just have to play by the fucking not the rules, but the way it's been laid out legally.
Yeah.
Have to go through lawyers and court and apply for this and apply for that and abide by the rulings and go for hair follicle drug tests and all sorts of shit like that.
It's hard when you got no hair.
That's right.
Use your bald hair.
Well, when you do a hair drug test,
Where does it have to come from?
you cannot use pubic hair or underarm hair.
Really? Why is
They
that?
won't accept it.
Why?
Too much moisture on the hair that
Right.
affects the quality of the test.
Interesting.
Yeah, so you can use body hair, but it cannot be from armpits or groin.
How do they know?
They have the technician or the nurse or whatever she is at the place has to cut the hair off you.
Oh, right. Oh, in case so you're not bringing someone else's hair.
That's right. I could just
Of course.
So you got to turn up there, and there's obviously there's all these like rules about they've got to put the gloves on and they've got to do things in order and then fill out forms in triplicate and do this before they do that, and there's really a what do they call it? It's not a code of practice, but it's a system.
Yes.
Where
what's the name of that? Something.
Yeah, it's on the tip of my tongue.
And it has to be a paper trail as well, I guess. So it's like dope testing in the Olympics, I guess. It's like
that's right.
You have to be. So if you have to piss in a cup as well.
I've done those tests before, but with a hair follicle test, it's just hair. It's not urine. And with the hair, so I was ordered by the family court to not shave, wax, laser, or dye any body hair for a period of 3 months.
Even your head on your hair?
No.
Sorry, your hair on your head.
Right.
Had you normally be dyeing your chest hair?
Yeah, it was rainbow dyed in the rainbow
that
pattern.
picture of you, that old picture of you from that we found with Barsha.
Yeah. So no, I've never dyed any body hair, so that was easy to adhere to. But I grew my chest hair for 5 months actually.
I remember. It was weird.
Yeah, it was weird. First time I've had that.
It's itchy when it grows back, isn't it?
There's a period of itchiness that it goes through. Once it gets up past a certain length, it's fine.
Yeah. So fucking acceptance and patience, man. Like
that's right.
Yeah.
You just got to play the hand you're dealt.
Yeah.
Do the steps. Do each thing as you can, and hopefully reach the end goal that you desire.
I am. What I've noticed with my inability to do things like the running, like the total stairs and things like that.
Yes.
I realise how much I use exercise to avoid. Well, it's obviously to de-stress, but avoid sitting with stuff with feelings.
Right.
You know, because you do something really hard, you get an endorphin rush, and it's like life is okay.
And you feel good for a couple of hours.
Yeah. And
if you're doing that regularly, twice a day,
yeah,
so just keep that all at bay. Is that what you mean?
Yeah, and I've set up my day. So, for instance, cold shower in the morning. Now my cold shower in the morning, I still have, but I have a chair because I have to keep my leg at 90 degrees. So I have to sit on a chair
in the shower.
Unfortunately, I've got a shower outside, so it's all right.
Yeah. And
Gabrielle has to come and give me my boot to put back on.
Right.
I'm doing cardio, but it is what it is. I did cardio today, and unfortunately at City Gym now we've got a lot of stuff you can do for upper body for cardio.
Right. Yep.
And I had a good workout with Marcelo, and it was a good vibe in the gym today. You were there. Nick Jones was there.
Yeah.
Marcelo and Nick. Yeah. It's nice when your mates are all there. It's good.
It's good. Yeah. I miss that gym.
Yeah.
A lot. There's been a few changes since I was there last, and it's only been a few weeks since I've been there.
I have 4 brand spanking new squat platforms and platforms.
And a couple of new machines. Yeah. The rearrangement of machines in the gym.
Yeah. Could still do with a few more girls.
Yeah. There's not many females. There was a chick in there training, a competitor. She was flexing her back in the window, in the mirror.
Yeah, she's legit.
Yeah.
Yeah. Have you seen her Instagram?
No.
Looks good. Should follow her.
She's
Maya Bollicle, I think it is.
Bollicle. Where's she from?
She's Aussie. I think she's got like a sort of Scandinavian sort of look.
So has she been at the gym for a while now? Or is she just temporary?
She's trained on and off there. Nick's done a couple of powerlifting sessions with her. She was heavy last year before her shows. Right. She got big, and then she got in ridiculous shape. Really, she did, which is what everyone's doing now, the Paul Dillett's Federation.
Yep,
WBFF, whatever. He's killing it, man.
Oh, yeah.
Have you seen what he looks like now?
No. Who was I with? I was talking to... Who the hell was I talking to? Who said that... Oh, that's right. At the gym that I'm working at now, there's a girl that's just come back from... A trainer there. Right. She competes with them.
Yeah. Does she wear the wings?
Don't know if she wears the wings, but... I said, that's the one that's the federation owned by Paul Dillett. She goes, yeah, that's right. I said, do you know what he used to look like? Because she's young. Yeah. This girl's only in her 20s. She had no idea. I pulled up a couple of photos of him in the 90s. Yeah. She's like, holy shit, I had no idea. I said, he was the
freak of freaks.
Because he was tall. Yeah. Out of the bodybuilders back then, he was very tall.
He was tall and he had a small waist.
He was a freak. She couldn't believe the photos. She was blown away.
I met him in 93. And he was a monster.
Yeah, right.
He guest posed I was on the Gold Coast and I saw him compete. I flew down from Townsville to see him.
I was in Las Vegas in 2001, I think it was. And I tried to hook up a personal training session with Paul Dillett at the gym.
Why?
Because I never met him.
Yeah.
Just to train with him.
Apparently he was a really lazy trainer.
Yeah, well, I never managed to organise it, so it didn't happen. But
interesting that you pick him. Why?
It was a gold. Well, he was the only. It was a Gold's Gym in Vegas, and he happened. I got in for free to the gym, and he happened to have his photo was on the wall, or a brochure was on the thing as a trainer. I thought, and it said train with Paul Dillette, and I'm like, well, fuck yeah, I'll train with Paul Dillette.
Yeah.
And I tried to organise it, but it just didn't end up happening.
He strikes me or struck me as one of those guys that just had ridiculous genetics, and wouldn't have mattered what he did, he would have gone. Apparently I remember you read those the gossip section in the bodybuilding magazines.
Yes.
And he was known for just really lazy, and he'd roll the 20s. He would roll them across because he couldn't be bothered picking them up. And whereas some of the boys there, like Flex Wheeler and Chris Cormier, and I think the other guy was Rico McClinton. Those three trained together, and they went to war.
Right. Yes.
You know about Flex Wheeler now, don't you? Losing his leg
cut off. Yeah.
Yeah. I use things like that to think about when I'm feeling sorry for myself.
Right. At least you don't have your leg cut off.
That's right.
Yet.
Fucking I'm already a fucking hypochondriac. Anyway, so we're going to bring in the amazing Dee Martin soon.
Not Dean Martin. Deanna.
Yeah. So she's on her way down.
Yep, come down.
She looks very comfortable, actually.
She does. She's up in the sound. What is it called? At the front, sitting at the mixing board.
That's the mixing board, the engineering. Yep. You've known her for longer than I have, I think. Well, she started. You met her at the gym, didn't you?
I did. Yeah. So, but it's about 10 years.
Yeah.
About that. About 10 years that I've known her.
And she's a multifaceted lady.
She has a lot of strings to her, but
that's exactly what I was going to say. That's right.
She's Brazilian.
That's a positive. Here
she's about to come in the room.
She's tatted up.
All right.
She's ex-Navy trainer, DJ, muso.
Hello, everybody.
She's engaged to a beautiful woman.
And here she is, Dee Martin. Welcome. How are you?
Thanks. I'm all right. A bit nervous, you know.
So you're normally behind the decks or behind the control tower?
Behind the scene, yeah.
So we were just saying about how we met you. So did Kev meet you at the gym?
I think we met before the gym, didn't we?
Oh, are they going to hear you with the mic?
Yeah.
Do you need to speak in that? Yeah, okay.
I can always fix it.
You look nervous.
I'm a little bit nervous, yeah. And I'm a little bit rusty as well from last night. So.
You had a big night drinking. So which band was this? This was your
own
own band?
Yeah, my band. We're going on a little tour up to these races that are happening. Pinda races, something like that around Canberra.
And what's the name of the band again?
Elevate
and it's ELV8, is that right?
Yeah.
So would you say
ELV8.
Okay.
Would you say that the band is your main takes up most of your time these days?
I'm trying to do that. Yeah, like DJing is still taking most of my time, but
right, DJing, the band, plus where we are now in Muso Labs studio, which is where we are recording this. This is Dee's business.
It's my little baby.
You're the boss, big boss man.
Yeah. So we do a lot here. We do lessons, you know.
And you producing other artists, correct?
Other artists, that's correct. Yeah.
Do you actually record, like you make music and produce music, put it out there?
Yeah.
So if you have artists who want to record a song, do you get that released through a record label, or do you have your own record label?
We're not yet. We do release them like independently.
Mm-hmm.
So, and then obviously if sometimes those independent artists get signed
to a label right.
After that, but when we record and release them, it's generally independently.
Do you have contacts in the record label business like that you? So you have contacts like that can hook your artists up?
Yeah, absolutely. We are all a community, so we all know each other and we all try to work with each other. So yeah.
So let's just go back to the start. So you're Brazilian. Whereabouts in Brazil? Talk about your background, your family, your home.
What brought you to Australia?
Well, whereabouts in Brazil are you from?
I'm from Fortaleza, which is like northeast. I would say it's similar to would be like Gold Coast stuff.
Okay.
Australia. But it's a massive city. Beach. It's a beach town. Yeah, like pretty much grew up surfing and on the beach. And, it's a beach town, but it's massive.
What sort of population?
I think we've got 4 million now.
Yeah, and that's is that considered a?
It's not compared to São Paulo, which is
São Paulo
22 million.
Same population as Australia.
Pretty much, yeah. Only one city that is actually smaller than mine. So.
Can you just say something in Brazilian, in Portuguese, because it's a pretty sexy language, isn't it? Anything, your grocery list.
Oi, tudo bem? I was going to say something rude, but then I was like, better not.
It's okay.
Say something rude.
Caralho.
You need to say more.
Caralho. Porra. Filho da puta.
Can you say, because we had a request from another Brazilian to say, when is Kevin going to come on to the podcast with a gag ball in his mouth? Can you say that? Can you say that in Brazilian?
I don't even know how to say gag ball in Portuguese.
I'll say it all in Portuguese except for the words gag ball, which you'll say in English.
Ele vai vir gravar com a gag ball na boca.
There we go. There you go, Marcelo.
If you bring yours, Steve, then I'll put it on.
Yeah, I don't know. I'll see if I think it's in the wash.
How about I put it on both of you?
Let's
And just run the podcast on my own.
let's not go there. I'm starting to get excited.
Yeah, Mardi Gras finished.
So, okay.
Well, you're both going to be next year. I'm running the show. No, I don't care.
I got one leg and so you, what's the town called again?
Fortaleza.
Fortaleza.
Is that right?
Yeah, Fortaleza.
Sounds like some sort of sexual kink.
Is it anywhere near Rio?
No, it's above. A few states above. Yeah.
So when you were a kid, you were into surfing.
Surfing, music. I started playing music when I was 3.
When you were 3?
Yeah.
What did you play?
Were your family musicians?
My dad's a drummer. My mum always been quite artistic. She used to be a ballerina and stuff. So when I was 3, they put me on this school, which was a school of dance and music. So I used to go there and then do ballet, which I actually did ballet for like 10 years.
Yeah, cool.
And I used to play music. So pretty much they chuck us in a room full of instruments, and then as the instruments that you get a little bit more familiar with, they start teaching you. So I actually started on the piano.
Okay.
Did about 9 years of piano. Then wanted to rebel a bit, and then I was like, I'm just gonna be a drummer now.
Yeah, okay.
And then I turned into a drummer, and then guitar was my last thing.
So that's great that you were given that opportunity at a young age.
I was, and I think it's very important to any parents out there, if put your kids to do some music, because it changes your life.
Yeah, that's really cool. Family, big family, or how
big family.
How many brothers and sisters?
Oh, I only have one half brother, but like my family in general, especially my mom's family is quite big.
Okay, yeah, that's cool.
Yeah.
And so when did you so you stayed in that town, or did you move to other places in Brazil? Or?
I stayed in that town my whole life, and then I was about 20, I think, something like that. I decided to come here just to learn English for a year.
Okay.
And still here, 14 years later.
Oh, right, okay.
Yeah.
So when did you make the transition into the fitness industry and training and things like that?
I did my bachelor degree in Brazil.
In what was that? In
physical education, exercise science. And then here I started sports nutrition as a master degree, and special populations. It's like atypical disabilities and all that crap. Obesity.
So you're already making me feel lazy.
I used to like studying, actually. I started a lot, and I pretty much just stopped studying about 4 years ago. Every time I get bored and I try to do something else. My last course that I did was criminology, just because I wanted to do something different.
Yeah, cool.
So I've got all this stuff
So you fitness, you started personal training, came to City Gym. That's when you started. That's when you met us.
Yep, that's when I met you guys. That was in 2009, I think, around that.
And you did a show as well, didn't you? You did
one show. Didn't get anywhere.
What was that? Was that?
It was IFBB. It was ages ago, and but I didn't qualify or anything.
Or was it what category? Bikini?
Yeah.
Okay.
No, it wasn't.
Did you know that?
Was it alright?
It was.
Yeah, you did.
Yeah.
Sure, you did.
Was that around the time you did that photo shoot where you're wearing the camo?
Yes.
Yep.
Yeah.
That was around that time. I used to do a lot of photo shoots for City Gym, and like my face used to be all over the world and shit. Yeah.
So the training and then DJing. When did that start?
When I was 16.
Right. In Brazil.
In Brazil, and I used to DJ side trance on the raves and doofs and stuff like that.
Yeah. Cool.
Yeah.
Where do you find the energy to like?
There's more. There's a few more things.
There's a lot more, man.
What else?
Well, there's the Navy. She joined the Australian Navy.
Oh yeah.
And that was in intelligence, wasn't it?
Yep. Mm-hmm.
So, well, firstly, I see your partner at the time was in the Navy, right?
Yep.
Was that the reason that you went in?
Not necessarily. Like, I was planning to have a family, right? Like, I wanted to go to start thinking about having a family. And as a personal trainer and running events, which is what I was doing, it was hard because, it's not consistent, and I needed to have something consistent. And obviously the benefits of the Defence Forces are amazing for that. And I'm like, yeah, it sounded like a good idea. I'm someone that like experience things, and I'm always up to a challenge. And that was a challenge that was a fucking challenge. Let's put it that way. Like
the training
from begin to end. Yeah, from the training to what I went through there, you know, mentally and physically, and to where I am now. Like, it was cool, but yeah, I'm happy that I'm not that anymore.
So Kev, you mentioned and you happy to talk about this because you were given some dramas when you were in the Navy, yeah?
Yeah, I had heaps of dramas.
Can you talk about that? You told me that you were the first non-Australian to work in this area, intelligence area.
In this category, yeah. And I think because of that, I suffered a lot of discrimination, especially because of my accent. It was a job that we had to run a lot of briefs, and they used to scare the shit out of me. And sometimes I couldn't pronounce a missile name a little bit different, and people would make fun of me constantly. And I was actually the oldest, pretty much the oldest of my group, and I kept getting so much shit from everyone. And
so, what was your rank at the time?
I finished as an able seaman.
Right.
So I went from I ranked up 3 times, and then I was supposed to rank up now again, and then I'm like, I fucked up.
So because Gabriella was in the Air Force, and she was in intelligence in military intelligence in the Air Force, and she went in as an officer, but there was even back then there was a strong anti-bullying stance, and I remember she came home one day and there'd been an email sent out that this guy was transitioning to becoming a woman.
I know him. Her, no?
Okay.
Yep. And she just discharged recently. Right. She's a good friend of mine.
And was she? And it was sent out, and
strict instructions to
respect her, and and Gabriella and her group of people were very respectful about it, and it was cool to hear. Was that the experience she had, or because that wasn't experience? So.
No, I actually got to a point. Obviously, when I was doing the IVF, the mental part of it was a big strength, and I got to a point that I started having panic attacks and anxiety attacks
because of how you were treated.
Yeah.
Wow.
And that's when I had enough.
Right. Because you were full of hormones from undergoing IVF.
Yeah, and then I made it worse because people, I was missing a lot of days at work due to the treatment, and the treatment was actually making me very sick, and because I was missing a lot of time of work, my colleagues, the bullying worsened so much. My colleagues were constantly having to go at me for nothing, and I was already a bit fragile. And I got to a point that I actually couldn't deal with it, and I just literally.
So you didn't think you were in a position where you could complain or put.
No, I did, and
nothing would happen.
I went through this IMB, whatever, IWB, like an interference, like when they put all the officers and the captain of the base together, and they go through an assessment to see whether they can find that happened, and they just scrape it under the carpet. That's it. And nothing happened, and that's when I was like, you know what, this is fucking bullshit. And then I just.
Did you know that she AWOL'd? Did you know that?
No, I didn't know
She
that.
just left.
Gangster.
I could not deal. If I was to go through the process of discharging mentally, or even because of my injury, was going to take a little longer, and I could not. I was completely depressed.
What was the result of that though?
They put a warrant out
for
her
about
arrest.
3 months. Yeah, I had
a
warranty.
Missing in action.
And I'm working for Intel, so obviously can be a lot of blackmailing and all that stuff going on. And I had a top secret clearance.
Yeah.
But is everything fine now?
Okay.
It's all been sorted out.
All been sorted. Yeah.
Was the reason they were leaning on you on the MIA because of the bullying? Do you think? Was it linked? Do you think?
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah, that's terrible. I mean, the forces got in a lot of trouble over the years for bullying and hazing years ago, and the media would portray it like that doesn't exist anymore in the armed forces. It's obviously not the case.
It does. Absolutely. They still have the discrimination, boys and girls and gays and everything. It's just fucking bullshit.
Because it's an old boys club?
Yeah, it still is.
I mean, there's a lot of gay people now in the Navy, though, isn't there?
That is. Mostly, funny enough, mostly females. There's a couple of gay boys that I know, but not many.
That's the impression, that there's a lot of lesbians in the
Defense
on the boats.
Yeah.
Are they all getting it on?
In the army as well.
Are they all?
Well, I don't know. Like, to be honest, I heard a few cases of
You don't know?
boys and girls getting on the
Yeah,
boat.
it must happen on the
but
boats.
It does happen.
Yeah.
But
And what do they say? Someone in every port?
A what?
Something
wife in every port.
wife in every
Yeah.
port or something like that.
Oh, when after you like on the boat for ages and then you
Go stay
actually
crazy.
go into a port for some reason, maybe to refuel or whatever.
Maybe to refuel.
Everyone go out
Yeah,
and it gets messy.
Be like Festa, the fuck ship.
Fuck, it gets messy.
Yeah. So was there any part of that time that you enjoyed? Couldn't have been all bad, was
No,
it?
it wasn't. I think for me the main thing was achieving that.
Yeah.
That was a massive achievement
Yeah.
for me. Like just the fact that I got there and I went through all the military training, which
Yeah.
was horrible. And
Tough, yeah?
yeah, it was quite tough. Yeah.
Yeah.
And when
Especially
you were-
because I was not young. Most of the boys and girls there, they were like on the early teens, no, like on the late teens or early
Early
20s.
20s,
I was
yeah.
already 30. Some, it's just like, yeah. But
And you worked in intelligence. Can you tell us, is there anything about that you're allowed to talk about?
no,
or
really?
I shouldn't talk about much.
You can't say anything?
No.
You can't even say in general terms that you were...
Look, what I used to do is basically analyze the radio frequencies and make sure that I was the first person to identify a threat to the ship. So my job was very important. If I fucked it up, then pretty much everyone could die.
So you see something on the radar screen. Are you looking at radar screens?
I'm looking at several screens, several dots, and several numbers.
And you see the
something
flashing
dodgy.
dots coming in a rapid rate towards you, and there's
I have to blow a whistle.
You have to blow a whistle.
Yeah, if there's
You
like
don't,
a
you don't get to push the buttons.
I
hit
don't know
the
if I
red
can
button.
say that.
Did you have to push it? Did you have to blow the whistle?
No, I blew the
Yeah,
whistle
right.
a couple of times.
Yeah, wow.
Yeah.
So
And
that's-
did it ever turn out to be false alarms every time, or was there actual threats that when you were there were threats that had to be,
There was
actioned?
once. There was one.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, that was actually quite scary.
Wow. And I've talked to you in private, but you said that some of those sort of situations caused you to have, stress and I don't know if you said PTSD, but were there...
I don't know if it was the PTSDs in general from the deployments or if it was from actually the Navy. Like, I always been my whole life, and you guys know me, I used to be this strong, independent woman, and always toughed up and stuff. And that went away. Like after the Navy, even when I started the band, which Junior, which is one of my bass player, he was my client at City Jimmy before. And he said, "What happened to you?" And I was like, "What is that D that I know that is tough and is always up there?"
So you were more...
I am still I'm still trying to recover and get that, get them me back again. I got scared of everything, even surfing, diving,
Wow.
all this stuff that I used to do constantly, even my
So
archery.
nervous, cautious,
Nervous,
things like
cautious,
Right.
and anxious. I have constant anxiety attacks, and
Still now?
Still now, and I'm getting better now that I'm back at the gym, and I'm feeling the energy of having you guys back around, and it's things are definitely getting improving.
But that's from your time in the Navy. That's what
Definitely
it's
from my time in the Navy. That
Wow.
fucked me up completely mentally and physically. I broke my neck, fucked my knee.
How'd you break your neck?
On a deployment. We had the safeguard, and which is when something happens. I was on duty, so I had 6 minutes to put this full firefighting gear and running up the ladder bay with, the gas tank and the helmet. I hit my head. And the ladder bays, obviously, they are tiny, so when you going up, I hit my head. And straight away, I felt something going down my arm, but I had to continue on. So I did what I had to do, and then I was in excruciating pain and ended up rupturing my disc between my two C7, T1. Gotta get it fused now, but I don't want to do it.
You get fused.
I have to get it fused. Yeah.
Is it painful now?
Painful constantly. I do
Right
have
now.
to do
Right now.
Right now, yeah. Right now I can feel it. My whole left
Do
side.
there's some gravity boots at the gym. hang upside down. It's supposed to help.
That would be good. Yeah.
Seriously,
Straight up.
decompresses your spine.
I actually own a set of those as well.
Yeah, but they're attached to his ceiling in his bedroom. And there's a mirror. There's a mirror there as well.
Yeah, and
Chains that you can access on either side.
attached to the links on the wall.
And everything's sticky, so I don't know if you want to do that.
No. I'll use
Stick to the
it.
one at the gym.
Yeah.
It was sticky
No,
after.
this is actually a good idea. I've heard
Seriously,
a lot of
yeah,
things
no,
about it.
until the knee. I was doing sit-ups with them. It's great, so good.
Yeah, I'm gonna start training again. Next
Yeah.
week with you.
Yeah, for
You
sure.
can smash me again.
Yeah, you train hard. It's good. So that's a chapter that you're happy to be out of.
I'm very happy to be out of here.
When I came in here for the first time, I wasn't expecting this to be so complete. You must be pretty proud of it.
I'm proud of it. I'm proud of what it's going as well. Like as I told you guys, we are a community-based studio, so we are focusing on low rates and help struggling artists together in a way. And this is reflecting back on us, and we got nominated now for New Business Award.
I saw that. Yeah.
Do you advertise?
Yeah.
Locally, or Sydney wide, or what?
Locally,
just
mostly.
with social media, or other
Yeah,
stuff as
mostly
well?
social media and
Yeah.
word of mouth. That's what it's giving us more. But we actually have quite a nice clientele going on in and out. So it's good.
What about so the own band Elevate, and Zelly, your partner? What's coming up for them? For you guys?
For us, well,
Yeah.
we're going a
Your
little
gigs.
tour,
Yeah.
as I said. So tomorrow we're leaving to Crookwell, which is a town in the middle of nowhere.
Right.
But they are hilarious, these people.
Okay.
They are hilarious.
Oh, you've
We
been there
played there
before?
before. Yeah. And they are super bogan, you know.
Yeah.
And it's gonna be, but this time it's gonna be this races, and the town is fully booked.
Yeah, that's
up
great.
to Goulburn is fully booked, so I think it's gonna be a big show
They
this time.
really, and small towns like that really appreciate when bands come.
Yeah,
'cause
they
they
do.
don't see
They
much.
don't have it. Yeah,
So they usually really go off.
it should be fun. Should be fun. I'm a bit nervous because we didn't have much time to prepare for this, but
They're going
always
to play.
manage.
I think you told me it was like it's a 3 hours. 3 hours.
3 hours, yeah, 3
And they
sets.
play 38 songs in that time. It's a lot, isn't it?
Yeah.
Mm.
Yeah. What would you say? Will this be covers as well as originals?
It's mostly covers. We
Okay.
only have 5 originals in
Yeah,
it.
Yeah.
I've talked to Dee about this already. They do they have like some classic.
Oh yeah,
Aussie
we
rock
play.
songs.
We
Yeah.
are a blues rock band, so we play
Okay.
classic rock,
Such as.
such as
NXS.
NSX, yeah,
Yeah. Right.
and Eric Clapton. Who else?
A little bit of AC/DC.
A little bit
Yeah.
of AC/DC.
And Zelly's voice is great. She's
Oh, it's
got
great
this
voice.
Raspy sort of.
But we also
voice.
do jazzy stuff like Nina Simone. We do a bit of R&B. We do like No Jiggity and
Do you
stuff.
really?
Yeah.
Yeah. Cool.
We,
That's a great song.
And we do some classic. We do some hits. For example, Lady Gaga, Born This Way, but we transformed it into a blues rock version of it. So
Very
a lot
cool.
of songs like that. We do Fatboy Slim as well. We do so much
Fleetwood
stuff.
Mac, Kim
Fleetwood Mac.
Carnes.
Kim Carnes.
Yeah.
When she
What's
told
the
me-
Kim Carnes song? What's it called? One
We-
about eyes.
Yeah, David. That's the one that we had to learn because they actually requested that song. We were learning it last night.
What's the song called?
Betty Davis Eyes.
She got Betty Davis eyes.
Yeah.
I've got the voice for that at the moment.
You do. You'd do some good Rod Stewart songs too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Um,
you like that guy.
I
hey?
do like Rod Stewart.
Yeah.
There's some good songs.
He has got some, I've been listening to a lot of old stuff lately. Like I've been trying to introduce my daughter to a lot of old school Rolling Stones.
Man, bring your daughter in here.
I know,
We do a lot
I
of
want-
kids stuff.
Yeah, I want to bring
So,
her.
She's gonna
older
love it.
songs like artists like that remind me of my childhood. 'Cause
Yeah.
those songs were on the radio, like
Yeah.
"Sailing" by Rod Stewart and Maggie
Sailing.
May. And
I was playing Lola by the Kinks.
yeah.
It's a great
Good
song.
Yeah. Good
Um,
song.
What was I going to talk to you about? We talked before, and we were going to mention on the Mardi Gras special because I remember having a conversation with you. We spoke about trans people going on hormones really early, and you were saying as a kid that you fancied girls, but so you initially thought that you might have been trans, wanted to become a boy, because you see like with the whole trans movement now, they're putting kids on hormones like
Such a young
13,
age.
14.
No,
It's about before
Yeah,
that.
man. Yeah, if-
younger than
Younger
10.
than that.
Really?
Yeah, about 8,
Yeah.
9. I
What?
saw a documentary the other day, and they were
Primary
studying them.
school age.
Yeah.
I'm telling you, seriously, it's ridiculous.
Yeah,
I don't agree with that because
like you said, tell us your story because you thought that just because you like girls doesn't mean you.
yeah, it wasn't just like that. Like I always been a tomboy,
Yeah.
and I was very sporty. So like so many sports I did like constantly. So I had like completely flat chest,
Yeah.
and I got to a point that I was pretty much wearing my best friend's clothes. About
Right.
Edu, you guys met him before. Constantly wearing his clothes and wearing like men clothes. I used to dress up like a boy for a while. And I said to my mom, and then when I was about age of 16, something like that, I said to my mom, I was like, Mom, or I need to either become more feminine or I'm gonna transgender.
Right.
Because I was in a very awkward situation. And my mom said, "No, let's fix it." So my uncle, he was a plastic surgeon, renowned, and I ended up getting my boobs done.
Right.
And then I became more feminine. And to be honest, now looking back at it, I feel that I did the right decision.
Right.
Like, you know, I don't like labels, so I'm not gonna say I'm gay or I'm bi or I'm like
Whatever,
I'm
yeah.
D,
Yeah.
and that's it. But if I had done that earlier, I could have regretted. Like, I don't know, but I'm happy to be who I am now, and I feel like kids at the age of, I don't know, 8, 9, 10, they know things can change. Like,
one
you know,
day they're a boy,
they're
one
gonna
day they're a
suffer
girl,
so much
one
more.
day they're a tiger. You know, it's
Yeah.
like it's you don't know what's going on.
I mean, I understand why they want to do it, because as like a man transitioning to a woman, if you get
Catch
the
it
hormones,
before puberty.
block testosterone before puberty,
Yeah,
you're
but
going to be a
your
lot more
whole-
feminine.
The way you think changes
For sure.
completely,
Yeah.
Mhm.
multiple times throughout your teenage years.
But
Mm.
why? So the boob job was because you thought,
I wanted to try to become more feminine.
right?
I
How
was
old were you?
literally looked like a boy.
How old were you then?
16, I think, 17,
Right.
17, around there. Yeah.
So you had to get your mum's permission, I guess.
Probably not
Nice
in Brazil.
No, I didn't really get to. I had a conversation with my mom saying, "Mommy, look, I need to fix. I don't know what's happening with me. You know, I need to either become a boy or I want to be more girly."
Right.
And then that's when we came to the decision that we were gonna. And I was literally had nothing,
Yeah.
nothing, zero. I had main chest, main body.
But it's okay to be like that as well. You
It's
know,
okay.
like,
But in Brazil, especially,
oh,
they
yeah,
have
okay.
that. So they have such a that you know big boobs and big bum, and that's
Yeah.
that's the typical. And I was nowhere near that.
yeah, okay.
Mm.
So for me, that also
So
probably
it's
played.
natural that the thought crossed your mind. Oh, maybe maybe
Should
I'm
be
a
a bloke.
boy trapped in a girl's body.
Oh
Yeah.
yeah, that came across my mind, and like even as older, I think you even said that to me. It was like, you're totally a man and trapped in a girl's body. Like think that the attitude.
When
and
I'd been out with you, the way you think and stuff, it mirrored my own thoughts at certain times. So I was like, yeah, you're just like a dude.
yeah, I get that all the time.
But I never thought you were a dude. You know, I didn't ever think you were a transgender case. I just or potential. I just felt that you had a more of a masculine way of thinking. a
Yeah,
man's
which
way
I
of
do.
thinking.
Which is
Yeah,
that's-
but I mean, because you said you're like this tough chick, but you've got a tough exterior. But when you get to know Dee, there's a very soft side,
Very
caring,
sweet,
like
yeah.
compassionate side as well.
Mm. I think you should. I'm glad you stayed a girl.
yeah, me too. I am too.
You'd be
I'm
weird
not the
as a
most
boy.
feminine girl, you know, but you know, I'm not that butchy either. So I'm just me.
That's
guys.
like you said. I think with the whole woke movement, people are actually put in more categories than ever
Yes.
before.
Mm.
You know,
The
like
labelling.
that's
I know.
it's supposed to be against that, but actually you get put in these silos.
That's right.
You're this, and
Trying to explain this to me, right? They're fighting for equality, but instead of LGBTs now LGBTQTY. Fuck, how
Yes.
is that equality?
Yeah.
They
it's
you know
less
label it
unity.
even more.
That's
and
right.
then-
Back in the 90s, if you'd see a tranny out, they didn't want to be labelled as that. They wanted to be blend in.
Yes.
Right?
Yeah.
They didn't want
Yeah.
to be singled out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They were like wanting to be living as a female
That's right.
and
And be accepted.
as a female.
Yeah.
Not fucking in a separate box,
Yeah.
a separate toilet and a fucking separate
That's
this and a
right.
separate that. No,
Yeah.
they
Yeah.
didn't want that. I think it's weird. It's like a strange situation.
Yeah.
So when you have your gender reveal party,
Yeah, my gender reveal party.
oh, sorry, yeah, not your baby's yours.
Oh, mine, yes.
What are you gonna do?
You being a dickhead, yeah, or what? There is a gender reveal party on Sunday this week.
Yes.
For my
For your-
as yet
for your
unborn child. Yes.
You're excited to know the same.
I don't know my three other sons, I never found out.
Right.
We just waited until the day.
I'm pretty
Yeah,
sure that, mate.
I kind of wanted to wait as well, but that's crazy.
Pardon me?
I wanted to wait
Mm.
if I was
Yeah.
to get pregnant. I wanted to wait, but
But,
at the same time, I don't know if I'm.
You're still young though, man. Like you can still have kids. we didn't have Bianca till we were both 39.
Yeah,
So there's plenty of
I'm
time.
not gonna.
How old are you now?
disclose mine
30.
age.
How old is she?
How old are you? 35?
Yeah.
I think baby.
No.
Brazilians don't really age anyway.
No, look,
It's my birthday tomorrow.
I'm
Yeah.
rocking my grey hairs. You know, I
48.
have no intentions to colour my hair,
Yeah, good.
so I'm just letting it go. Silver fox.
So,
What if it goes all grey?
That would look sick, don't you think? Right
Yeah.
now, I have a lot of natural highlights, and people pay a fortune for that.
that's true. So, we talk. Well, DJing, like, you do some pretty big gigs, don't you? Like,
I've done quite a few big
you
gigs.
still enjoy it?
No.
No, you're over it.
Mm.
Just pay some bills.
Exactly, that's what
Yeah.
I spend.
You look
my
like you're
afternoon.
enjoying yourself.
Oh, even you, that depends what you're playing also.
Right,
But most
right.
of the time, I'm
Just a gig.
right now. I'm doing a lot of corporate gigs,
Oh,
and
that's right.
like they suck because you just pretty much background noise. You know, you don't get the energy back from.
Yeah, corporate would be. They
crowd.
say that about comedy, doing stand up at corporate gigs as well. You're just talking to people that are talking to each other and
Yeah.
not really into it.
But I have a DJ school here, so that's something that I like.
That's
Teaching
cool.
DJs, yeah.
And like you mentioned, surfing. Do you still surf?
No,
Oh, is it because you?
because of my neck, I wanted to.
Oh, okay.
I want to go back to it. Me and Camille, we used to do some cool.
Camille, we haven't seen her. We're supposed to get her on.
We were.
Camille,
Yeah, it's
she's
got
a
Camille.
legend. She's
Yeah.
awesome.
Hey,
I'm just changing the subject. Is that all right? Or you want to keep talking about D?
Well, we should mention if anybody wants to hook up with you for like music,
Artist stuff.
tuition
Anything.
or artist stuff
Yeah.
or recording. What's your Instagram is Musolab?
Yeah, at Musolab, or Facebook is also at Musolab.
Do you have a
Info at
website?
musolab.com. Musolab.com.
Okay,
So-
Musolab everywhere. She's Dee Martin.
Yeah.
What did you want to say?
next weekend.
Is the Arnold Classic in Melbourne.
Yeah, I don't think it's going to go ahead.
You don't think it's going to go ahead?
Grand Prix just got cancelled.
Coronavirus.
Grand Prix just got cancelled.
Hmm.
As in the pro show?
As in the
Oh, the motor racing.
The motor race, and if motor racing's cancelled, then
You know, there's a game. Oh, it's basketball. Australian. Is it basketball? I think it's Australian. No. I heard on the news some game's going to go ahead with no spectators.
yeah, well that's
No
what,
one in the crowd.
that's what happened to that was the Arnold in America on the weekend. The bodybuilders competed. There was no spectators.
Oh, that's shit.
Yeah, well, it's better than spreading the disease though. The expo was cancelled.
Is the expo in Australia going to be
Well, it hasn't
on?
been cancelled yet, but I mean it must be.
I'm going.
Yeah.
I've got tickets
Yeah, good luck
for
with that.
3 days of tickets.
Yeah.
Where?
The Arnold Classic.
In Melbourne.
Yeah, next weekend. So Friday, Saturday, Sunday next
What's the
weekend.
effect
I'm
of-
there, which means I won't be here.
Okay.
Oh, so we can record another day. It's fine.
Or we can either record
Earlier or later.
earlier or skip next Friday.
Mm.
Mm.
We should reach out to Camille and get her on the show. She's got
Yeah.
some stories.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, and we have some stories together.
We should get both on the show.
Oh, we had some amazing trips together.
Yeah, she surfs as well, doesn't she? You guys.
Well,
will
we
surf.
were both learning to surf
That's right.
together, so we
And
went,
she hunts, bow hunts.
we both
That's
hunt.
right.
Yeah, we
you guys
both.
are warriors.
Yeah, I haven't done in a while, and we keep saying let's do it another one. But
The
no.
only thing you haven't done is jiu-jitsu.
I did a little bit of jiu-jitsu when I was a kid.
Oh, really? Yeah.
Yeah, did a little bit.
Lives in Brazil.
In
In
Everyone
Brazil,
does it.
yeah, did
It's taught at school.
jiu-jitsu, did capoeira for ages.
Yeah, right.
But martial arts never been my thing. Like I was more leaning to extreme sports and
Yeah, okay.
stuff like that.
Anything else you want to add?
I don't know anything else you want to ask. I was a bit nervous about the questions that was gonna pop up
we
today.
haven't. Well, that's more you and Kev's realm, I think. You guys have had more experiences than I have with the. I've just trained her.
No, we've behaved.
Yeah, we're super well behaved.
Yeah. Okay. I will leave it at that.
It's like, "Ting."
What's that?
There's a halo above
Okay.
it.
Okay. All
Right.
right.
Just you
Yeah.
look.
Yeah, okay. That might be it.
Yeah,
Yeah,
let's wrap it
alright.
up.
You've been listening to Dee Martin from Musolab and from Elevate. My name's Steve Machine Curran.
Kev, Big Daddy.
This is The Push. Peace out.